Hey y'all, I'm back. Gotta do this. I gotta do this piece. And I started preaching and you know what? You might want to tag somebody. If I would, I'm not want to. You know, I would love for you to tag someone and like and share, because I'm hoping I'm going to help somebody. I started preaching at the age of 16 years old. But I'd been in church, you know, Mama sent us to church, and I loved it. I loved everything about it. It was never one of the matters where, golly, why we gotta go to church? I loved it. I loved it. And while growing up, before adhering to the call, I'm very observant. That's probably why I opened a security company, because I'm very observant. I watch, and I watch, and I study folk. And I'm watching how Dad, being Pastor Nathaniel Whitney, would come to 1113 North 8th Street. They had a little area that he parked in. It wasn't marked off because the parking was extremely limited. Extremely limited. And if you go by that now, that church right there, that was it. The pastor that has it now has done a marvelous job with that building. But I don't want to get into that. But he's done a great job. Dad would park there, Sunday school, 11 o'clock service. Dad would get out the car, no office. He had no office. And if he wanted to put some more sugar on the message, he'd have to do it right there in the pulpit if he wanted to add anything to it. And he'd have to do it right there sitting in the pastor's seat, writing his little notes. We go somewhere else to preach in another church. My God, Lord, I hear you, Holy Ghost. And that pastor's got this beautiful, extravagant edifice and beautiful office and all this other stuff. Not one time did I could sense any jealousy in Dad. I couldn't sense it, if there was any, which I don't believe was. Dad would go in there and show up, preach, sweat, and leave with his wet clothes on and go home. So I'm watching, and I'm enjoying. My pastor works so hard. So one particular day, he was going to go out of town. Now this is after a long time of me watching him preach. He was going out of town to preach, and the church was going, so I went separate from him. And when he got finished preaching, I grabbed his stuff and proceeded to follow him back to the pastor's office. And he visited for a minute. We ate, of course, that's how you do fellowships, and we left. Excuse me, I got back in my vehicle. I don't forgot how I got there. I ain't see him again till Wednesday night Bible study. So now, I'm making that like a hit and miss, helping him out, carrying his stuff. Even at 11:13, just hit and miss. And we now have formed such a tight relationship, he and I. And one reason is because I had the hots for his daughter. So I had to get close to the daddy. And I actually married that girl. So I married his daughter, so we became even closer. And now I'm not just serving my pastor, but I'm now serving my father-in-law. We go to places to preach. Boom, 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 boom. So I'm doing what I do. Still at 1113 at North H. Then I'm ahead of myself a little bit. Then we go over to 1915 Lexington, to the big church, to the new facility. That's when I married his daughter, because our wedding was at that facility. So now I'm serving my father, spiritual father, and my father-in-law. Everywhere he go, I'm right there serving him. Go to preach, I'm serving him. Then, watch this, y'all. Watch this. You gotta stay with me. Now I'm no longer his son-in-law. Never mind, but I'm no longer his son-in-law. But I'm still serving him. I'm still close to him. He's still my spiritual father, and I still love him like the day one, even though his daughter and I didn't make it. Y'all, everywhere Dad went. So now I've remarried. He's cool with he loves my wife. I mean, we didn't miss a beat. Didn't miss a beat. I wasn't the best husband to either one of them cats. Them girls. I was not the best husband, but I'm gonna leave it at that. But I'm gonna leave it at that. But Dad and I, me serving him and he loving me and me loving him, we never missed a beat because I was serving him. And I had no idea, nothing about I knew nothing about no armor bearer. I heard about cupbearer in the Bible, but armor, I knew nothing about all that. Serving, I wasn't looking for no preaching spot. I wasn't looking for no kudos. I wasn't looking for no pats on the back. But this was my man of God, and I wanted to make whatever I could do to make his life easier in working in the capacity of a pastor, my mentor, whatever. That was my function. That was 100% my function. And because of that relationship, now when I come to church, I didn't ask anybody to leave that spot next to him open. I never did. But I'm the guy in the pulpit. Hey, go get my glasses. I left my glasses. Hey, go get my inhaler. Hey, I want that other Bible. You got some. He had a way of asking. I sure could use some candy right now. Well, that's my way of going to get him some candy, cough drop or whatever. He had a way of asking that wasn't so harsh. So then I get a point. Now I know what he likes. He didn't eat a lot of candy and stuff, but every now and again he wants something, throat lozenges, water, tea, whatever he wanted. I started making sure those things were in place in the event he wanted them. Now I come in, office is full of preachers on a regular, because Dad had 20-some preachers at one time, associates at Evergreen Law. I would come in and I would look him from the top of his head to the sole of his feet. I know Medea had already done that, but I would do it. And every now and again, I would catch him with his shoes would be a little dusty. I would go get a paper towel. I would wipe his shoe off and make sure he's straight. Necktie, do whatever I got to do, because I'm serving my man of God. Before we even knew nothing about armor bearers, this is just what we do. So then, and y'all might want to tag him. Then Pastor. Then just Kelsey West, but now Pastor Kelsey West. We all were in the same church. And as I'm going out, and then my pastor Wes is now locked in as a preacher. He's preaching, boy, and he more or less took the baton, and he started serving pastor. We had cats that worked their secular jobs. They were preachers. They would come to church, and they would come to church with the attitude of serving the pastor, serving the ministry. Now, let me just give you some names. Pastor Ivy Washington. He's in Peru. Pastor Harold Davis. He's in Peru. Pastor Kelsey West, as I've already mentioned. Lord, Don, come on. Pastor Nixon. What the boy? Pastor Reynolds, Sam Reynolds. Myself, y'all. There's a lady by the name Betty Smith, Pastor Betty Smith. Just to name a few that were there that are now pastoring after having sat up under Pastor Whitney. Now, if I've forgotten any of you or didn't mention any of you that you know of, please forgive me. I'm just trying to make my point. Charge it to my head, not my heart. We served Dad. We served Evergreen. I can't tell you how many funerals that he had me to preach, how many hospital rooms he had me to go to, how many people he had me to go see about this, that, having no idea. Because I'm thinking, you know, with my crazy self, you got all these other jokers up in here, you know. My good friend, Pastor, Minister Reverend Eugene Lee and Harold Davis, Jonathan Allen, even Pastor, oh yeah, that's another one, Pastor Jody Allen came from Evergreen. All this, and I'm just thinking, not knowing I was at school. I was at school, didn't know it. He was teaching me to be able to do something that I had no idea was in my cards. I didn't even know it was in the playbook for me, but he was teaching me. And y'all, I'm telling you, that comes from serving him, and he's seeing my heart. I will never forget, we were at New Paradise in California. Dad was there to preach. We had several buses out there, and Dad was there to preach, and Dad was standing there next to the pastor. I don't even know who the pastor was at that time. And Dad, I got off the bus because I went on the bus to get something for somebody. I don't know. I knew I didn't ride the bus because I came with him. I brought him. And he said, that boy, and he was pointing at me. I don't know what in the world he said to that man, to this day. To this day. And they probably both in glory. But it wasn't something, as I could sense, it wasn't something derogatory. And for a very long time, while after getting that church, one body in Christ, all I've ever wanted to do was make Dad proud of me. And I would serve him sincerely. So when you catch cats serving their pastors, when you see cats that are for real about serving them, ain't nobody trying to get points. That's the very least we can do. When I see Mike Phillips serving Bishop Seals, man, my heart gets happy, glad. I've got several sons in my church that help me out and serve. makes me happy, glad. Because you know what? We're doing something. May not always feel like we're doing something right, but we're doing something right. And I got a lot of sons in the ministry in my church that are some good preachers. They good people. Got the potential to pastor and to lead. But the most humbling word anybody can reference, anybody can make to me is when they call me pastor. So as far as you armor bearers, you people who are serving, your assistants to your leaders, or whatever the case is, I salute you. I absolutely salute you. It ain't because we can't carry our own Bible. It ain't because we can't carry our own jackets. It ain't because we can't. But if somebody said, Pastor, if you don't mind, can I please serve you? That means there's humility times 2. Humility on the part of the pastor to allow that person to do it, and humility on the behalf of the person who's asked you to allow them to serve you. I hope I've clarified some things and made some things a lot easier for you to understand as it relates to that armor bearer piece. But I love you. If that's where you serve at, in that capacity, God bless you. And if you're considering serving in that capacity, I honor you and God bless you for even thinking that that would be something you would want to do. But don't do it for points. Don't do it for people. Do it because there's a blessing in it, man. All right? Peace. Have a great day.